Doug, I don't know if you know this. Apparently, AEW is going to Australia. They don't talk about it.
When did they drop that knowledge?
I don't know. I didn't even know Australia was a thing. I didn't know it was a place. I didn't know it existed until today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think they mentioned it a time or two tonight. I think
once or twice.
I do recall that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, apparently they're going there. And I'm kidding. To the fine people of Australia, of course I know Australia exists. And I know that everything there is trying to kill you.
That is very accurate. Yes. Very accurate.
Speaking of killing things.
Oh, God.
Swerve and Omega opened the show wanting to kill each other.
Yeah, they did. I missed the very opening Kenny segment. I picked it up right when Swerve was coming into the ring. But from what I saw there, everything was good. I liked it.
Oh, you didn't miss anything. All you missed was Kenny walking to the ring.
Good.
Like it started with Shivani introducing him, hit the music, pyro, blah, blah, blah. Then Swerve, music, pyro, blah, blah. And then they started talking. So you didn't miss anything.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was good. I'll be honest. At first with Swerve, I was like, where are we going with this? Like, you're mad at him because he was not there?
Right.
Like, you're mad at him for having diverticulitis and being hurt? And then I'll give Swerve this. He landed it with and now you just want to insert yourself into the title picture after all that? Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It was a bit of a stretch to get to that point, but once he got there, I was like, okay. Because I felt like you're floundering, my man. You're forcing something that's not there.
Yeah, it started, and my first thought when he started talking was, we okay? Like, this is not going to go down as your best promo. We okay here, bud? But all right, he got there. He got there.
It was good.
After that, we got the backstage with Kyle Fletcher asking Don Callis to not get involved in the TNT Championship match, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm. I had thoughts about that.
Okay,
but real quick, I do want to go back to the brawl that Swerve and Kenny had. I thought it was
no, we're past that. It's too late.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I just like the fact that they let them go and didn't send anybody down to break it up for once. And that's the kind of brawl I want to see between those two. When you do that, don't put these idiots between them. Let them go into the stands. Let them do their thing. Let them, I thought Kenny was going to, V-trigger him off the stage. Kenny gets taught. They both go down. I thought that was really fun. And I thought it was a well-done brawl. So that's all. That's all I want to say. I liked it.
I'm trying to adjust my armrest here and went a little too far. All right. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. I always enjoy I'm about to get thrown off the stage. I get out of it. So now I'm going to put both of us off of the stage.
Right.
Move. I always think that's fun.
Yeah. Weird, but yeah.
Yeah. So then Fletcher asking Don to stay backstage.
Mm-hmm.
All I was going to say there is it did not end up playing out the way I thought it would.
Same.
Later in the match.
Same.
Which was interesting.
Yep. And even up into the very, very, very end, I thought it was going to play out differently, but we'll get into that as we get there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be curious to see your thoughts as if you hear clicky clacks in the background, the door's open because I have my dogs.
Hi, puppies.
They're cameoing. But anyway, so then we went from that into our first actual match of the night, the Death Riders trio versus the Don Callis family.
Yep.
I wrote down multiple times. Jesus, Claudio.
Right? Yes. Let me just say, bye, dogs. Let me just say, I absolutely love this matchup. You put Mox and Takeshita against each other, Pac and Alexander, Claudio and Davis. I think that those six guys match up so well. I thought Davis looked really good against Claudio in the beginning. I thought that is the best he's looked in a while. I really liked this whole matchup. I thought was fire. I thought it was really, really good.
I agree. I think they're doing a nice job with Davis after the Doyle injury of trying to keep him looking strong. Again, speaking of strong, Jesus, Claudio just deadlifting Mark Davis like he's nothing.
That was impressive. And kudos to Mark Davis if he was helping out with that core, because that was not an easy thing to do. But I did, and maybe am I seeing a little personality from Claudio? Because
no, you are.
At the very beginning, he did the weird little circle dance with with the two guys that don't death ride very often. They always catch the
What
pins
was it? Yuta,
with
and
Yuta
Garcia?
and Garcia. He did the weird
I like the
circly
death
thing.
ride as a verb now.
Yeah,
It's fun.
there you go. And
Yeah,
then
I like that.
when he had two of the guys in the corner and he just kind of looked at the camera and was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, so it's little, but I think it for him, that's a lot. And I really liked
agreed.
it coming out of him tonight. I thought this match was really good.
Yeah, I liked him wearing the luchador mask as well at first.
He's been doing that because he's the CMML champ.
Mhm.
But I really thought Don Callis family was going to take this because of the Mox Takeshita match. I don't know, Tim, I don't know if you know this. They're going to wrestle in Australia is where that match is going to take place.
Huh.
Yeah.
They should promote that.
I know. I'm on a private text chat with some other people, and they were like, pretty sure it's in Australia. But I thought because they were going at it that maybe Takeshita was going to get the pinfall over someone in that match, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I was happy with the finish. I thought it was fine.
I thought for sure Pac was going to eat the pin. I thought he was there to eat it. I really did. Yeah, I thought the match was really good. It was my match of the night until.
Yeah, so that I already said, I was like looking at it going, holy cow, this is how we're starting things off.
Yeah.
This is going to be
it was
man.
Definitely my match of the night until.
Yep. I will say too that they are definitely riding that face wave right now.
Oh yeah.
Marina didn't do a thing on the outside.
No.
And at first I was like, what do you do? Oh, you're playing face tonight. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Got it. Cool. So,
but only kinda, because we'll talk more about that as the show goes on.
Okay.
Up next, the TNT Championship match between Kyle Fletcher and Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm. I wrote down Ciampa v. Fletcher, fire.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say about this other than really, really good. I thought when I heard Justin do the 10-minute time call, I wrote down, oh, there's a time call. I bet this goes to a draw. I was surprised it did not. So kudos to them on swerving me on that one.
Yep.
I was a little surprised by the finish, but when you think about it, okay, dropping the bit, you do need Fletcher on the card in Australia. You might as well send him in as a champion.
Yep.
I get it.
Yep.
I get it.
I
especially with what came after that. You know?
Yeah, and I wrote down Ciampa may have killed Fletcher in the first 5 minutes.
But I also wrote down that Fletcher may have killed Ciampa on the finish, on the brainbuster finish. It looked like he dropped him square on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, those two moves were cringeworthy. That air raid crash onto the steps. If you see that again, he doesn't land flush. He lands kind of on the corner in his head. I was really concerned that Fletcher is dead, or at least he's not getting up. He's not going to make the 10 count because he's messed up.
There were multiple spots in that match that I thought, somebody got hurt.
Yeah.
So kudos to the two of them for selling it that well and for putting themselves through that.
Also, let me introduce a mini segment. Don Callis, quote of the night.
Oh.
And that would be...
What happens if I hit this button? Nothing, because I don't have it turned up. I was going to see if it would be like a fun little sound. Oh. There's our Don Callis quote of the night sound.
All right. Here it is. Did anyone give Knox his medication tonight?
That was good. That was very good.
This has been your Don Callis quote of the night.
Yay. I like it.
But yeah. Oh, this is also when my wife said on one of the near finishes, sack attack. I think it was Ciampa's when he went to do like a Meteora into the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And got him in the face with the old crotch there. And she goes, what is it? Is it sack attack? Is that what it is? Write that down. Sack attack. That should be a move. Sack attack. So I wrote it down.
I do not disagree.
Yeah.
This ended up my match of the night until
Okay.
Actually, it might stay that way. We'll see. But there is another very strong contender for match of the night, and I'm still actually going back and forth between the two of them.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to leave the until.
That's fine. And in case we haven't made it clear, Kyle Fletcher beat Tommaso Ciampa, who's only been champ 2 weeks.
Not long. Yeah.
Week and like 10 days he's been champ. And so I was a little stunned that they took Sylvie off him so soon.
Yep,
but
I agree.
I think it's coming back. But I don't know when, because now you have Briscoe coming out, and now they're doing a ladder match. And by the way, weirdly, that match also going to be in Australia. So now that's 2 matches that they're doing in Australia, which I find really interesting.
I suspect there's more. No, I agree with you. I was surprised that they kind of hot-shotted it that quickly.
Yep.
And basically made Ciampa a transitional champion to get it to Fletcher. But like I said, I understand the logic behind it of you're going to Australia. That's where he's from, blah, 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 blah. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to believe Fletcher retains it against Briscoe in the ladder match, which, by the way, is going to be really good. I mean, I think there's no chance that it's bad.
No.
I think Fletcher probably retains. I will be very curious then to see what they do with Ciampa after that, because now you're kind of getting into some of that territory that we talked about with the World Championship of now you got some dudes that are going to be in limbo, right? Because only one of them can have the belt. And no matter what, the other two, it's kind of like, well, now what are you going to do here? My guess is we're going to end up in some sort of 3-way at Revolution, but I don't know.
If I were to bet, I would say that Ciampa is going to cost Briscoe the belt in Australia, just a guess. But,
yeah, that's kind of my thought too.
But when they were announcing the ladder match, it's time for another episode of Things My Wife Said During Wrestling.
No, that doesn't work for that. This is what happens when I just hit a random button. I don't know.
But during the announcement, Fletcher said, "You like to say reach for the sky. So in Australia, I want you to reach." And my wife said, "Reach for my titties." And I immediately pulled my phone out and went, well, I'm writing that down.
Yep.
Things
Let's
my
see
wife
if this
said.
button's better.
Reach for my titties.
That worked. Didn't do it on purpose, but that worked. I don't know what any of these buttons are, clearly. But
Blue Chew. So anyway, that made me laugh. But yeah, I think that's going to be...
That's awesome.
That's going to be a great match. Give me Fletcher and Briscoe again. Give me a ladder match with those two. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where they go after that as well, I think, with the Ciampa wrinkle. And like I said, I agree with you. I think he's going to end up costing Briscoe somehow. We'll see where it goes. Next, Danny Garcia and Clark Connors.
Yep.
Yes. Random ass pairing there.
Yep.
Versus Orange Cassidy and Roddy Strong. And just from the jump on this one, I was like, okay, weird, but okay, I'll go with you on it. I thought the whole thing was weird.
What's it? Well, Connor's War Dog partner is down on Gabe Kidd is already is either in, I think he's in Japan right now, so he couldn't make it. So that's why, and clearly this was a storyline match set up basically to further those two things. You all right?
I just nailed my knuckle on the desk accidentally, but I'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Because we had not heretofore seen Darby Allin, who they apparently murdered and left in the desert to dry out and blow away in the wind. And announce team made mention of that, I think maybe once.
Well, they did the whole, we still don't know his whereabouts, but I think that was it. And I'm like, well, because the reason I remember it is I said in like my internal monologue was, well, I think he's probably still trying to find his way out of that desert.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody should go check on him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But hey, that's how that goes.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what I wrote down, and then I'll tell you what I meant to write down.
Okay.
Because I looked at my note before we started, and it says, string walls out on Orange. And then I had to think, no, that's Strong walks out on Orange. Now,
okay.
Did that surprise you when Roddy Strong walked out?
It did and it didn't. The reason that I say both of those is because I was a little surprised that they did it, and I was a little surprised they did it in that spot. Like, it just seems so random to me. But the other reason, or I should say, I guess, why I'm not totally surprised by it is, for how long have we been doing he's not part of the conglomeration, but he kind of is, but I'm grumpy guy.
Yep.
I'm grumpy with my mustache. And it was like, with Roddy Strong, in my mind, you were talking about a guy who it's like, okay, they put him in these matches because he can go. Nobody's denying that. He can go.
Yep, 100%.
But I was like, you're putting him in there to, entertain in the ring and then to ultimately put somebody else over. And so, okay, fine. But like, he was a dude that anytime I saw him show up, I was like, I don't care. Like and here's what I mean by don't care. I would see, because there are different, I feel like there are different layers of not caring in professional wrestling, and we'll touch on a different version of it here in just a second. But with him, I was like, okay, he's going to entertain me. Like, I'm going to watch him in the ring and go like, oh, wow, that was impressive. But I know he's going to lose.
Yeah.
And so he was at a place in this company where I was going, you need to either try and do something with him or find a way to make him actually funny, make him an actual comedy act.
Right.
Because what he was doing was kind of pointless. You know what I mean? Like, he's just there. It's Brooklyn Brawler-esque, like,
well, and I would,
so
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and so him walking out at least made me go, well, that's interesting. Let's see where this goes.
Mm-hmm. Here's my fear. I don't think it's going anywhere, and I think the reason he walked out was to facilitate what happened next so that Orange could get the win, is Darby came back, took out Clark Connors, and then they disappeared.
Yeah, I kind of suspect that might be the case as well. If that's what it was, if that's the only reason they did it, there were other ways to take him out and have that stuff facilitate or have that stuff happen. I don't think you even need to take him out necessarily.
Right. But when
you could have just had Darby do the run in, or whatever.
But with Strong walking out, where's he walking to is my question. He's, he apparently doesn't have any other friends, unless someone from the Paragon is coming back, unless they're going to bring the Kingdom back to hang out with him.
Well, at least Matt Taven's no longer with the company. I know that. I don't,
right,
and
so
I don't
happening.
think Mike Bennett is. He might be, but I don't think so.
Who was the other?
Well, they're not bringing back Bobby Fish. I'll tell you.
No.
Now.
The other guy that actually.
You're talking about Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. Maybe, but like.
Yeah. If he comes back and they're going to set up a feud between Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly, then okay.
Okay. Whatever.
I'll watch it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to ever tell you that is a story that will emotionally hook me. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. But it'll entertain.
But I'll watch it. Good. It'll be a good match, and they'll beat the hell out of each other. I know that. It'll be stiff.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine.
Yep.
Just, it can be a little bit of a palate cleanser between two hot matches on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you're at a 10 and they go to an 8 and then you go back up to a 10.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know who needs some backup? And Roddy might be able to fill this role very well. The Don Callis family. I mean, they are running so thin with talent.
It's true.
That Roddy Strong might be the guy. He might be the guy.
He might be the one to put him over.
Yeah. Might be that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough Death Riders either. Maybe do that.
That's true. That is true. You know what? You know what we didn't talk about?
What?
The ramifications of the Fletcher win and what I thought might happen.
Oh, you're right. We did kind of just skip past that. Yeah. I thought that Don was going to get involved anyway, even though he asked him not to.
Here's what I thought. I thought at the end, when they went to interview him, I went, uh-oh, here we go. And because Renee even asked the question, you said you wanted to do this on your own and you did. How's it feel? I thought right there, Don was going to say, well, yes, he won tonight on his, but he didn't get here on his own. If it wasn't for me, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kyle Fletcher's an outstanding talent.
Yeah.
But I helped get him where he's at. And I thought that we were going to see Murder Hawk murder Fletcher in the ring and those two wrestle in Australia. I really thought that it was going to be the possible face turn for Fletcher because he dared Dane himself worthy without Don Callis is kind of what I thought was going to happen for a second.
That's interesting because, like I said, I thought Don was going to get involved anyway, or somebody was gonna, you know, because again, there's not that many of them to pick from.
No, and they even called it out at the beginning, going, "Well, then what's he doing standing behind you?" He goes, "To protect me from these idiots." What do you think?
Yeah, but I mean, so you've got to like. I thought somebody was going to get involved, whether it was Don or somebody else from the family, and that was how they were going to start the face turn.
Yep.
So I was with you on, I thought this might be setting up a face turn. I was surprised when none of that happened. Now, I'll say this. I think part of why it didn't really reverberate in my brain is because I like where we're going. I like the ladder match.
Yep.
But it was interesting.
Yep.
It was definitely an interesting way to go with that angle, and one I did not see coming.
Right. And I was don't get me wrong, I was very happy with where we turned out, but I really thought, this is when Don Callis is going to play Don Callis and put his fingers in the pudding, and it's going to get messy really quick. So
yep, I get that. So going back to the weird tag match, and how I said there are layers of not caring in wrestling. Boy, I no longer care about the Orange Cassidy, Tony Storm, Yuta, Wheeler, Yuta, whatever, Marina Shafir hair versus hair match. It's been drug out too long, and you can't drag this out for as long as they have when only one side of the equation is capable of doing entertaining promos.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you and I both know they're doing it because Toni Storm's going to Australia and she needs something to do. And right now she has nothing. And I find her pairing with Orange entertaining. I'm okay with this. I'm not bought in. Ultimately, I really don't care, but I'm still entertained enough to be on board with it. And I was glad to see them at least trying to up the stakes on this by having Mina Shirakawa come out and get an extension cut off. Yeah. By not the face leaning.
Yeah, that's the other part of all this. So Garcia worked heel in the match.
Yep.
And then you get the Yuta Marina Shafir thing where they're clearly heel. So now we have a faction in the Death Riders where, like we have talked about before, some of them are acting face, some of them are acting heel. Not quite sure how that dynamic's going to work.
Yeah, the cross-contamination with Maria Shafir in the face heel madness is really, that to me is worse than the not caring about the hair versus hair match. Because I would be interested. I did like Mox being like, she can pull it off. If anyone can, she can. Wouldn't shock me at all. She's going to look great. She's going to look great. So I love Mox. Oh, and by the way, we didn't mention Bryan Danielson back on commentary. Thank you.
Yes.
That was great. Yeah. Loved having him back.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. But, I agree. I mean, I thought Mox did a good job on commentary with his one-liners and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. When I say I don't, again, there are layers of not caring, right? When I say I don't care, I like Orange Cassidy and Toni Storm together. You can go back and find when I said more of that, please. They gave it to me. This, I just am not sure was the best storyline for it.
Nope.
And again, I get it that you were trying to stretch to get Toni Storm in a match with stakes at Grand Slam Australia. I understand all of that. You just, it's to borrow an old phrase, it's jump the shark with me. Like,
that's fair. Yep.
And especially because I'm going into this with the assumption that Yuta's getting his head shaved.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's the one going bald. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So again, like the stakes that you have put on the match are now relatively low in my mind because I'm 90% sure I know how it's going to end.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you've only got one side of it capable of carrying the promo battle, and you're not building the program of Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm are cutting the promos, but Shafir and Yuta are like jumping them at every turn, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It loses a lot of steam with me personally.
Mm-hmm. And when Tony and Orange come out looking strong at the end of every altercation,
yep,
it makes it even harder to believe that Yuta and Shafir are going to have any kind of success down there because they haven't had any real success yet. They've been getting their asses whooped. So,
yep, I agree. Then we got the video package with Andrade and Hangman. Which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunity for me to try and use my Spanish, as Duolingo is reminding me that I am running out of time to extend my streak. I only caught a few of the words.
That's fair.
I only knew a little bit of it.
That's fair.
Something about pants, and Andrade said Hangman is next. So apparently Andrade is Goldberg. I don't know.
Huh. Is he going to wear Hangman's pants next? Is that what he means?
Well, no, Hangman said the thing about pants. So maybe Hangman is going to wear his pants? I'm not sure.
Someone needs to be wearing pants in this match.
There are definitely some pants involved somehow.
Okay. Is it pants on a ladder match? Is it pants on a pole match?
It might be. It might be pants on Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole.
Did they hire Russo? What the balls? What? Bro, did they hire
bro?
They hire Russo, bro?
No, listen, bro. And we
Bro.
still haven't even scratched the surface of the bros.
No.
Speaking of bros, the Jet Speed video promo came after that, which was fine. I'll tell you what I liked about it. We finally had a team saying, you know what? Let's just go for all the gold.
Yeah.
I've been asking for that for a while, so they finally gave it to me.
Yep. That was all right. And it was short enough to not be offensive and to not show too much of a weakness, so it was fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Then the triple threat for the number one contendership for the tag titles, where we had the Young Bucks and the Rascals and the Mystery Team, and I will say that surprised me.
Same. I was convinced you were going to be right, and it was going to be
I was too.
Cope and Chris.
Mm-hmm. I thought for sure, when Justin did and now the wild card team, I said out loud, you think you know him. And when it was instead, OMG, is that Private Party? I went, oh my God.
You went, OMG, is that Private Party?
I was like, okay, because I didn't think we were going to see them again. I thought they were done.
I was glad to have them come back. I literally just wrote, Private Party's back, and was happy to see them and looking really good in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, so I had read a while ago that the reason they hadn't been on TV is they were NXT bound. So now I'm wondering if either they worked out a new deal or maybe if it was an injury thing and somebody just got it wrong. I mean, it happens.
Yep.
So I truly did not think we were going to see Private Party again. I got to say, they looked really good. I thought Isaiah looked, or I guess he just goes by Zay now. I thought he looked really good, physically, right? He slimmed, but he was way more defined.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Quinn bulked up in it's a weird thing to say as a compliment, but I thought they both looked really good.
Yep.
I'm glad they're back. I hope they do something with them.
That was a ring filled with 6 guys that can steal the night on any card, and they did a hell of a job. I liked that match. I was glad to see the I was glad to see Myron Reed in with the Rascals, so we can see a little bit of him. I'm a fan of Myron Reed. I think he's really good. I think he's got a lot of upside, and I think his potential is good. And I thought they all looked really good tonight. I thought the Bucks were looking, they've been looking prime again. Rascals, you understand now why they were a big deal and why they came over. And yeah, Private Party's back. That was really entertaining, really solid.
That was my other match of the night contender.
Yep, same.
It was the other one that I went, oh boy.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm going to give a lot of respect to them for booking 3 matches on this show that I went, well, that could be the match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give the TNT title match a slight edge, but it is slight. That's how good I think this triple threat was. If you missed it, find it.
Yep.
It's worth your time.
I would agree. Match of the night for me was the TNT title match. I thought that was so good. And we're not even done with the night.
No. But after that, we got another Ospreay video. I genuinely hope he's close. They're coming at it like maybe he's closer than we think. I hope that's true because, as I said a while back, there are certain people that when they are not there, you feel their absence, and he's one of them.
Absolutely. It's just, and it's not like they don't have the bench to cover because they've got so many great, but like he's so good, even with the great talent that they have. Yep. You still miss Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like it reminds me of the Attitude Era and like when Austin was out with the broken neck or when The Rock went away to shoot a movie. Like they were still so deep and they were still stacked and you still had so many guys that it's like, yeah, you're going to be fine, right? Because now instead of a main event of Austin and The Rock, it's a main event of, you know, Triple H and Kurt Angle or whatever, right? Like,
right.
We were going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you feel the absence of those characters. You know, you just feel it a little bit. And Ospreay is one of those guys with AEW that when he's not there, you feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
He brings an energy that you just cannot replicate.
No.
And I hope he's as close as it seems he is.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because you're right. I miss him a lot in the ring and can't wait. And you seeing those vignettes does nothing but remind you about, man, I need more Ospreay in the ring. So hopefully he's coming back soon. Yeah.
Yep. Then we got the MJF and Brody video, which was a fine little recap of how we got to the title match in Australia. I will reiterate what I said last week. I hope Brody wins. I don't think he will, but I hope he does.
Mentioning Brody reminds me of one of my favorite lines at the beginning of the show when Kenny told Swerve, you are not the most dangerous man in AEW. I would posit that is Brody King. So I liked him adding Brody King into that now very messy circle. I really liked that little So, and again, because we saw a clip of MJF from Collision, I think they need to do a slightly better job of showing us more from Collision because, again, I think Collision was a really solid show this past Saturday. I think it went.
So really... I read a recap of it, and what I read was like meh. So eye of the beholder.
It wasn't as good as the week before, but the MJF thing I thought was really good, and I thought the person that was co-main eventing looked better than she has ever looked on Dynamite. I thought Tekla looked really good on Collision.
Oh, okay.
And again, I don't know why they can't do the same thing on Dynamite. I
don't know. But that's a hell of a seg to our main event of Tekla and Chris Statlander in the strap match for the strap. What'd you think?
It was fine. Again, I thought if you watch Collision and see Tekla with the strap, holy balls, she beats the living tar out of Statlander on Saturday. And then she has a match later with a local talent, and that poor girl, she whooped the snot out of her. And I mean, it was brutal looking. And I was like, I hope they paid you 3 times the normal rate for what you would get because you got the ass beat out of you. So I was really kind of looking forward to it because that's when, Statlander grabbed the mic and said, way to go. Now on Wednesday, you're going to meet strap daddy. And I was like, okay, that's fun. That's that
Mhm.
could be taken a lot of ways, but I like it.
Yeah.
And then the match, I thought Statlander looked really good. I think Tekla could have looked way better.
I agree.
I think if she didn't win, which she did, then you're done with her.
Yep.
She kind of had to win.
Yep. I agree.
And I think they finally did it in the right way where, and as soon as they said that the Babes of Wrath are already in Australia, because I don't think the Sky Blue had interfered yet. When they said that.
They reiterated that multiple times because there was a video that the Babes of Wrath did that we didn't talk about because I forgot to write it down.
That's fine.
But yeah, they had mentioned multiple times that they were already in Australia. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, had to see that. Should have seen that coming.
Yep.
Right.
And that's the way it should have gone. That's exactly the way it should have gone.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was the right move to put the belt on Tekla because I agree with you. If she didn't win this match, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. We're done. There is no obvious next challenger. So I think they had to transition the belt.
Yep.
I don't think it was a bad move because as you and I have talked about, I like Chris Statlander, but this title run fell a little bit flat with me.
I can see that. I understand why. Yeah.
The irony of it is I felt like she was starting to hit her stride these last couple weeks.
Yep.
And now they took the belt off her. That's the irony of it all. But what I will say is I think there's more money right now in Statlander chasing rather than her having the belt. So I think that's the right move.
I agree. And I will say for 2 seconds when they were like, when all the Sisters of Sin and Tekla were beating the tar out of her, and they're like, she doesn't have anyone here to help her. I thought, holy crap, is Mercedes Moné going to come back and save her?
That would have been interesting.
And it turned out to be Hayter and Windsor because they had to get the Brawlin' Babes or Birds or whatever the hell they're calling them.
Brawlin' Birds, I believe, which is very British.
It's very British and kind of stupid. No offense.
Well, they're British and it's British and British.
Okay. You keep saying a word and I keep hearing stupid. So I don't know what's going on. But I thought that was okay. I mean, them coming, they didn't do anything. They came with a pipe and a wrench or some noise and that's fine. You needed someone to chase them off. So that was fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was bold to put those two in the main event, and hats off to them for making that choice and trying to have the women headline the show. And I think they deserve the headline. I think Statlander deserves to be in that headlining position. All in all, was this the best match? No. Was it pretty solid and give us a lot of action and a few woes? Yeah. So would I go back to that for a main event? No. Am I glad they did it? Yes. And, maybe they did it because Statlander looks good when she bleeds. I don't know. But
boy, she was rocking that crimson mask at one point.
Yes, she was.
But I agree with you. I wrote down it was fine. Fine, I think, is the word to describe this whole thing. Again, I think they made the right decision. I have no issue with that.
Nope.
I will give some kudos to Bryan Danielson throwing out the tidbit of, I'm sure it was not the same strap, but him saying this is the same one that I used several years ago and it still has my blood on it. I thought that was a really good way to illustrate like, hey, this is a brutal match, and him doing the whole of, there's no way it's going 60 minutes. There's no way.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I thought Bryan did a really good job there.
Yeah. And I will say, I thought it was awesome to see Statlander just drag her around the ring at the beginning. I don't know if I've seen anyone use the strap like that, where she just drug her from post.
Yeah,
to
I
post
don't think I've seen
post.
that either.
It was weird at first, but she kept doing it. I'm like, okay, that's kind of badass. That kind of looks kind of cool.
I think that in terms of how the match was put together, what I liked about it was they did not crutch on the strap. You know what I mean? I thought that the times where they hit each other with it made sense and they didn't overdo it.
Yep.
Because I think you see that sometimes where they overdo that.
Danielson made a good point when he said, I think Statlander needs to stop using the strap and stick to her clothesline because that is very impactful. And I was like, yeah, he's right. That's
he's
great.
absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, it was fine. I have no problem with it being the main event. I have no problem with any of it. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, now if you give us a very, very pissed off Chris Statlander, and I think there's money in the chase. I think there's real money there.
Yep.
I hope that's what they do.
My fear is what else can you do? They've done like that's all Tekla has focused on since she got here, Statlander. So it's like, so now you're in the lead and she's chasing you, but is it going to be that different? And is anyone else going to step into that contenders ring? And I wish someone would.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Like I said, there's no obvious challenger next. So I think that one of two things is going to happen here. So I think something's going to happen in Australia that's going to start a build to, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a lights out match because they're going to put the title on the line. But, maybe they put Statlander and Tekla in a cage at Revolution or something, right? Because you got to figure out how you're going to escalate the violence now, right? So they're going to do something there. What would be interesting to me at that point is obviously you've got two options, right? Either Statlander takes the strap back, and at that point, I think that would be a tremendous spot for Mercedes to come back.
Yep.
And be the next challenger. Although I don't know how you keep the belt off her, but
I would almost have her come back and win it and then have Stat had to try and refocus on Monet.
Sure. The other angle I think you could take is if Tekla wins, I think you got to go back to Toni Storm. I think Tony's got to come after her and want her belt back. And if you have Tekla go over Toni Storm, I mean, you've made her now, right? Like now you're legit. You just beat the biggest female star on their roster. All due respect to Mercedes, who's a huge star, but I mean,
Toni Storm,
it's timeless. Toni Storm,
she is one of the best going today. Period.
Yeah. So I'll be very, very interested to see where we go with it from here.
Yep.
I think, like I said, I think they did a great job of renewing interest in the Women's World Championship picture. So good on you for that. But boy, you better have a plan of what comes after Australia and what comes after Revolution, because I don't see obvious, challengers here. Now, I've been reading stuff that they're about to announce a rash of signings that they made. Could be some women in there that might change that story.
Okay.
Maybe I saw this online, and this is a great point. Where has Sheeta been?
Yeah.
I assume it's a visa thing, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know if she's still in the company or even wrestling at this point.
As far as I know, the answer to both is yes. So maybe they find a way to bring her back. That at least could be an interesting short-term story, but I don't know. Regardless, you have my interest peaked. Good job.
Yep.
Please don't fumble it.
Yeah. But I think they're in the same boat. If Statlander would have won too, it's like, you don't have a next for either one of them right now. So
you got to figure that out.
Yep.
Overall, I would say strong show.
Yeah.
I think you can call this a go home because even though it's not on pay-per-view, Grand Slam feels like a pay-per-view.
100%. Yeah. They're stacking that card.
Yeah. So I think it was a pretty good show. I'd give it a solid. I'm going to give it an A. I'm going to give it an A. I was going back and forth a little bit, but I think those three matches were so damn good.
Yeah.
That it deserves an A.
I'm going to give it 4.5 Claudio spins out of 5.
Okay. I like that. I will give it a golden lucha mask. Luchador mask.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know what that means or what relevance that has. We'll figure this out. We'll figure out the scale.
I will give it a Wheeler Yuta haircut. I don't fucking know. I'm so sorry.
That means I feel like that. Well, no, he badly needs it, so that is a good thing. Never mind.
I started and knew there was no way to take that one home, and was like, well, just say words now. Just say words.
It's what, like Michael Scott said. I just start talking and hope I find it along the way.
Yep.
So with that, I am out of here. Are you going to do a Grand Slam show, or are you just going to do a...
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know.
Dynamite?
Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do a gland. I'm going to do a Gland Slam show. How about that? You like that? Blue Chew, you listening?
I'm a big fan of a Gland Slam. Yeah.
Right? Blue Chew, you listening?
Yeah.
This is built for you, baby.
Famously.
It depends on the weekend. The weekend right now is super busy, but if we can, we'll see. I'm not going to promise anything, but maybe Monday I might do something. But I don't know. For sure, yeah. I'll because in case you don't know, Tim's going to be gone next week, so I'm going to do
that's what I was going to say. Is I will be sadly I will be not anywhere near a TV Saturday night for Grand Slam Australia, which really is a bummer because I think it's gonna be a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
So I might try and watch it on the plane back because then I will be coming back on Wednesday. So
yes.
I'm gonna miss a couple things here, but that's okay because it's very cold and wintry here, and we're going to Jamaica, and
Hot
I
damn,
badly
baby.
need that.
Yeah,
I badly need that.
Yeah, you do. I love it. Good for you, man.
Yeah, so I'll cope with not seeing some wrestling for a couple days.
Adam Copeland with it? Are you going to cope with it? Is that where he's been?
Maybe I'm really going to Australia and I'm his new manager.
Oh, that would be dope.
It would actually.
It'd be very cool.
That would be super fun. But anyway,
I'd pay $7 to see that.
Well, right? So you enjoy whatever it is you're going to do while I'm gone.
And you enjoy being gone.
I think I will. I think I will enjoy being gone. But with that, your reminder as always to like, share, subscribe, follow us on the social medias, all that good stuff. And I'm going to go on vacation. Actually, I'm going to go do a ton of things on my to-do list so I can go on vacation.
Got it. Okay, now that Tim's gone, let's just pretend that I did a really good show by myself, and when he comes back, he'll be like, "Oh, that was great. You did a good show." And then I won't have actually done anything. But don't tell Tim that that's what's happening. But we're just going to pretend I did a just great solo show by myself. Crap.